I know that doesn't fly in every scenario. But when it comes to objectivists and atheists together, both, it's kind of hard not to notice it. Just me being an atheist myself, it's hard not to notice that as a group, both are kind of off-putting as a general, just as a general rule. I don't know if it's something within the philosophies or within just within the groups, or just maybe just inherent in the fact that you believe that you know something that other people haven't caught on to yet. Maybe it's just inherent in that.
There's something.
My question is if objectivists are so off-putting, is that an argument in and of itself that objectivism would not be the best force in the world as far as...
No, and I'm trying not to focus on objectivists just being annoying. I'm trying to focus on what Rand actually said and thought. And,
so the answer is no.
Work.
The answer to that is no, but also to talk a little bit about, potentially off-putting. You could say that about anybody or anything, whether they be Christian, objectivist, atheist, whatever, with regard, and in fairness, I'm willing to take this on, and that is to religious people, to sincere theists of most stripes, atheists often appear, and I'm as guilty or more than anybody else, arrogant, condescending, whatever, because we've managed to figure out why those beliefs are so damned silly and why haven't you? I know I've put it in those kind of terms before. I try not to always do that, and I think different people can be reached different ways. One of the examples that I've used in the past is this idea of Santa Claus, and how I'm convinced from what I've seen that most kids, well, I won't say most, I don't want to quantify anything, but there are some kids who stop believing in Santa Claus because they discover the reality. They'll catch their parents, or they'll start putting two and two together, that the guy at this mall looks different from the guy at this mall, looks different from the guy out there swinging a bell, and the insanity of being able to travel around the world in one night and blah, 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 and all the magic involved. There are other people, there are other children that stop believing because of ridicule. Because the older people, the ones who are supposed to have discovered more and have a better understanding of this, would make fun of them for, oh, you still believe in that stuff. I happen to think that there is a place for that within the religious discussion as well. It is not my preferred first line. I'd rather have a good, intelligent discussion with a believer who can explain to me what they believe and why they believe it. Unfortunately, despite having spent years on this show asking people to call in and tell me what they believe and why they believe it, I can't really think. I've had some good conversations in email and in person, but I can't think of too many callers that qualify. Usually what we get are inane, incredibly silly explanations that aren't deserving of the sort of equitable response of, oh, okay, I see why you would do that. They are deserving of ridicule because they are ridiculous.
And that's because of the medium that you're presenting it as a TV show, so obviously you're going to get the people who,
that may be the case, and definitely I've had better emails, better intellectual emails than calls.
Right. But in my own life, I would have to say that in my own life, I've made more of a commitment to not talk religion with people, period, just because of that basic, I'm not finding the word, but just the idea that I can come off as arrogant myself, and I have so many times.
And it's decent to avoid conflict. I mean, a lot, but but there comes a point where your beliefs inform your actions, and people take actions that affect other people, and in some cases, which is why this is very different from what religious people do. I could look at religious people and have and do, and Ray Comfort's the prime example, who are arrogant and condescending and completely insulting in how they come about preaching their particular religion. The difference between what we do here and what they do is I don't call them, they call me. And yet religious people seem so enamored of this idea of being condescending while pretending to be loving, that they're willing to walk door to door and knock on your door and interrupt what you're doing at your home. I'll never do that. There's no way you could get me to go knock on people's doors and say, hi, I'm the president of the atheist community of Austin. We'd like to talk to you a little bit today about what you believe, why we think it's silly, and why you should come join us. That's just stupid.